So we had a couple of issues yesterday when we were working with Val. We were tracking cattle, working on her tracking rate so that we can rope on her a little bit. And we ran into an issue with her left lead. It was something I wasn't really all that aware of, but that's okay. I mean, it's our jobs to fix that stuff, right? So I wanted to show you guys an exercise that I use that's very helpful in those lead departures, in gaining control of your horse's hip while they're moving, because you know a hip is a function of hip control. Or, I'm sorry, a lead is a function of hip control. You know, in order for a horse to take the left lead, well, you have to be able to get their hip over to the left, right? So that they can engage that hip and pick up their left shoulder and take that left lead. Well, I found out that she doesn't have the greatest hip control for one reason or another, or it's not to the level that I'd like to have it anyway. So I'm just going to show you today a couple of the things that I do to fix that. First thing I want to do is make sure that I can sort of control her hip just like that, going forward. I'm just using my reins real lightly to help her there. I want to make sure that I can kind of roll her back a little bit, send her off the other way, trying not to use my outside leg too much in that. Okay, then I want to make sure that I've got a little hip control off to the right while she's traveling forward. And she just feels a little bit dull to that, you know. I just want her to get off of that. Move her hip off of that feel. You know, when I apply leg pressure back there, I need her moving off of that. There, like that, okay? And so once you get a little bit of that, find out if you've got a little bit of softness, lateral flexion, you know, whatever you want to call it. Make sure you got some of this. You don't have to have it going forward so much, and this filly has got more vertical really than she does lateral. The folks that were riding her before, I could tell that they really work on getting a horse soft, go vertical. I'm a little bit more lateral. I want that lateral nice and light and feely first. But that's okay. It's just two different approaches for the same thing. But once I've got a little hip control and I've got a little lateral flexion there, well, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to send her down the fence, right? I'm going to put her on this fence and just send her down here. And I'm going to ask her to tip her nose into that fence while she's traveling forward. And I'm going to set up my posture, my seat, my legs and everything is going to be encouraging her to go forward, but I'm going to ask her nose to come into the fence. And what we're doing is we're teaching her how to travel independently of her head, right? In other words, her head really is not tied so much to her feet. There. We want to be able to soften them, go in both directions. We want to have them nice and light without changing the direction of their feet, right? So I'm just going to tip her nose into the fence, and I'm going to use my inside leg over here to keep her from ducking into the fence. I've had horses actually walk into the fence like she's about to do right there. But you're just going to do that, and you're just going to release, okay? When you feel a little bit of softness, you're just going to release that. And you're just going to kind of do it over and over again. And when you get to the end of your fence, just sit and then roll them back into the fence. I don't use my outside leg. What I want to do is get her about halfway through that turn, and then I'll add my outside leg in order to straighten up her rib cage and her shoulders in behind her nose, right? And I'll come back down here and we'll start doing it the other way. All right, you see how her hip starts kicking out right there when I do that? I'm just going to keep my posture going straight, my shoulders, my seat, my legs, everything, all right? There. And when I get a little bit of what I want, then I just let her travel. And then I go back and do a little more. When I get to the end of my fence here, I'll just roll her back into that fence. And I'm not super tight. I'm not super tight to the fence. Okay. Now she's quite a bit more comfortable going this direction, right? Which is interesting because she was struggling with that left lead yesterday. All right, so that's good. When she gets about right there, I'm going to use that outside leg and push her around. Okay. Now, let me show you what I'm going to do right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be traveling forward, and I'm going to ask for her nose to come toward that fence. I'm going to put my right leg forward in the number 1 position. Remember, you've got number 1, number 2, and number 3. Number 1 controls the shoulders, number 2 controls everything going laterally, and number 3 controls the hip. So I'm going to push her forward, and as I ask her to soften to the right, I'm going to use my leg, and my posture is going forward, and then I'm going to take my left leg and put it back here in the number 3 position to hold her up there. Just right. That's just right. Okay. This is just a great, great exercise. You see, she gets all kind of... I'm going to draw her through that turn right there. There we go. Going back this way, same thing, opposite direction. Nose tips to the left into the fence. Left leg is forward in the number 1. Right leg is back in the number 3. And so now what we're doing is we're doing what they call a haunches in, right? I think in the English world they call that a haunches in, but basically what we're doing is we're bringing her nose to her tail, right? We're shortening everything up, and we're kind of creating this C where her nose and her tail start to come together. And you just use the fence as an aid here. If you've got a horse, you know, she's pretty well along in this process. If you've got a horse that doesn't have all of these skills individually, in other words, you need to be able to flex your horse like this, okay? And they don't have any resistance to that, right? You need to be able to move their hip to the left, to the right, and it's okay to have to use your reins to help right there. As long as you've got some sort of control right there, it's okay. Those are basically, and then of course you've got to have a little forward motion. As long as you've got those 3 components there, then you can start working on this thing. If it starts to break down and your horse doesn't understand, well then you just take them away from the fence and just work on these 2 components, which is flexing left and right, and then that hip control, okay? And then you can come back over here and then work on things individually here against the fence. In other words, we're going to work on this softness to the right here, right? And then I'll let her go. I'm not adding in the hip control to that. It's just 1 cue at a time. You really want, you have to have something to scaffold off of, right? So got to get all those individual components in place, and then you can start working on this little exercise. And this is one of the best things that you can do for your horse. And she travels pretty doggone nice like that. You can see she's pushing her hip up to her nose. I'm having to use my spur to ask her to do it, but that's okay, right? When she does it, I let that spur off and I just hold my calf muscle there, my boot top. Now that rollbacks, she's putting a little bit more effort into it. It's still a little sloppy, but she's starting to get better. Let's see how she feels going down this way. And you want to do little micro releases, you know, when I feel her sort of soften, you know, then I let her just travel and I kind of take everything out of it right there. That's really nice. I like that. You guys can see how this is just going to turn into all kinds of cool stuff later on, right? From lead departures to circling cattle or loping circles. You know, whenever you're going off in a circle, the deeper you can hold their hip in there, the more power they've got, right? And the more shape and control you've got over them. So this is just a great, great exercise. Once I get it at a walk and I'm pretty confident there, then I'll just step it up to a jog. And a lot of times it'll fall apart at the jog. That rollback was quite a bit better than what we've been getting out of her. So we go forward, then bend, then add the legs, get all this at a jog. Then I'm gonna let her straighten up, sit, draw her back. We're adding all this life to this, and so everything ought to get a little bit more exaggerated. So when we get the nose, add the legs. She's coming off the fence a little bit. That's okay. I asked her to stop. And we'll roll back. And I'll do this for a few weeks before I really start to ask to get this sort of thing at the lope, you know, because I want her to be, it takes quite a bit of, well, it takes a lot of communication and practice, but it also takes a lot of muscle memory. So you really need to build up these muscles to get your horse to where they can do this confidently at a lope. That, sit, draw back. No, that was just, you know, she's kind of rooting against my hands right there. So I'm gonna say, no. You got to stay soft. There, better. Yeah, there we go. You know, overall, that's pretty good. I'm not going to hammer this into the ground because if you push this too much at one time, you're going to find they start going backwards on you. So you just want to do this in small doses. Spend maybe, I don't know, whatever that was, about 10 minutes or so working on this each day. Make sure you got the fresh off of them first so they're not, you know, really pushing against you and that sort of thing. And then just spend 10 minutes or so doing it a few times a week. And before you know it, you're gonna have this horse that's just got this awesome hip and face and shoulder control, you know, all of that really cool stuff that you want. So